that the journey has been a tedious one, but with our collective resolve to succeed, we were able to come this far. These dialogues were carried out to find lasting solutions to lingering challenges of our food systems and associated forms of malnutrition. Indeed, through these engagements, we have been able to identify some challenges that are intrinsic to our food systems from multiple perspectives. We have also equally been able to harvest some promising ideas, innovative solutions and approaches from diverse stakeholders. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the food systems encompass the entire food production, from processing, supply chain, food environment, as well as consumer behavior. We have also recognized the need to make our food systems attractive to our teeming population, especially to the youth of this country. For this reason, the government is committed to deploy up-to-date technology in the agricultural production and in the entire value chain of the agricultural system. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, there is no gainsaying that the Nigerian food system is currently being threatened by increasing cases of insurgency, kidnapping, armed robbery, and other vices currently plaguing our country. But this challenge is notwithstanding, has always been on protecting the economy and funding the country's healthcare needs with the COVID-19 response, spurring necessary transformation and innovation in the fiscal space and beyond. And these challenges themselves present a very good opportunity that we all must take advantage of. This informed the rationale for making food and nutrition a key thematic area in the medium-term National Development Plan, the MTNDF for 2021 to 2025, presently being developed by our ministry in collaboration with relevant stakeholders. Distinguished participants, it is my belief that the opportunity provided by this dialogue have created more awareness, better understanding, as well as an improved understanding of the challenges of all need to take to make our food systems more sustainable and more resilient. Solutions that will be coming out of this process shall further propel us in Nigeria to achieving the Nigeria of our dream, particularly in the quest for improving nutrition security, reducing hunger, prevalence of malnutrition, as well as what is envisaged in our national food and security policy for Nigeria, that is having a secure food system. Ladies and gentlemen, let me close by appreciating His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is also the Chair of the National Council on Nutrition, for your leadership, Your Excellency, in championing the cause of nutrition in Nigeria. We appreciate your guidance. I also need to especially thank my brother, the Honorable Minister of State Budget and National Planning, for his support to the entire process, the executive governors that have supported us during these exploratory dialogues at the zones, the Permanent Secretary Budget and National Planning, who is the national convener of these dialogues, but also the food systems core team that have worked very hard to bring together relevant stakeholders, ensuring the success of this assignment. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Very much. The Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. Now we have come to that section where the findings will be presented. I have the honor to call on Professor Kola Anigo of the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, who is the lead consultant for putting together all the findings from the various dialogues. Professor Anigo, you are welcome. You have 15 minutes for your presentation. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Your Excellency Executive Governors here present, honorable ministers and participants. You are welcome. I am here to present the findings of the outcomes of the Nigerian Food System Dialogues, and it will interest us, and from the goodwill messages, that is very important to all commit ourselves to ensure that there is a change and that our nation continue to move forward. And I don't need to go to bore us on what this food system is all about. Through all the goodwill messages, this has been emphasized to us. That is from production, even from the input of production up to the table. So it encompasses a lot, and it could be a means of actually engaging our people and empower them so that it will become a source of their livelihood. Many actors are involved, and the system actually provides a framework to advance access to safe and nutritious food for all. And it's a considerable part of our national economy, and also contribute significantly to many developmental issues. The issue of poverty is there. So many issues without improvement in our food system. Please, the slide. Sorry, please. So the situation of the is threatened by the issue of climate change, the issue of conflict and insecurity. Then to add to all this is this issue of COVID-19 pandemic. Already the food system, even before the pandemic, there is a lot of insecurity. Then the pandemic came. And currently we are facing with the issue of alarming prices of food. It's changing every moment, every day. Now, from the NDHS data of 2018, it shows us 3 months that are able to meet the minimum acceptable diet. When we look at the issue of malnutrition, the physical manifestation of malnutrition, you have the issue of stunting. The child will not be able to meet with the height that is expected for the age. And not just that, but it has, if that is not taken care of, whatever damage that has been done to the brain development and cognitive development becomes irreversible. The person may even grow and look like a normal adult. So the issue of, we must also be surprised recently when we realize that after government has spent so much money in providing rail, which have not been there for so many years, some Nigerians are going again to remove those rail tracks. So what it means is that if we develop infrastructure and does not go along with human capital development, you find out that we are still moving around in the same circle. Like they will say, if you, rather than give a fish to a child, you better teach the child how to fish. So it must go together. When you look at the causes of death of under 5, you realize that, yes, there are many diseases that are responsible. But in all of these, 53% of those deaths have a link directly or indirectly to the issue of malnutrition. So it's a very serious problem. When we also look at the NDHS data, looking at the rate of stunting across the geopolitical zone, you will see there at the national average is 37%. What 37% means is 4 in every 10. That is what? That is 2 in every 5 child die as a result of what? They are 2 in every 5 are stunted. And I have mentioned that the issue of stunting affects the issue of brain development. Then this data also shows us the distribution of stunting by state. The list is recorded in Anambra State, that is 14%. But you could see in Kebbi State is as high as 66%. That is 7 in every 10 under 5 child in Kebbi State is stunted. That calls for serious action. Then the issue of anemia. On the overall, 68% of children 6 to 59 months, they are anemic. What it means is 7 in every 10 children 6 to 59 months, they are short of blood. That is what it means, literally. 58% of our women have one form of anemia or the other. That is 6 in every 10. That is 3 in every 5 women of reproductive age in Nigeria are what? Anemic. Status. Now you see overweight, like one of the ministers in the Goodwill message on the triple burden of malnutrition, that the issue of overweight. Now the most dangerous aspect of this is not you are talking of different household. In the same household, you could see people, member of the household, some members experiencing undernutrition, while some are also experiencing overnutrition, not in different households. So now the UN realized that, just as been mentioned in the Goodwill messages, that there is no way we can make progress without improving our food system, because almost every other thing is affected. And we see, as we mentioned, even as we go further, to know a link to the food system. So we just go straight to the outcome of all the dialogues. I will just mention a few of them. We need to establish a national food system transformation support facility to help us to be able to provide that technical support to harness and ensure the implementation of all the actions that have been suggested. We also need to establish food production technology that will help us to be able to push the issue of nutrition forward. We've established technology hubs, and also the issue of ensuring that we are climate smart in our agricultural, in our food system. Then the private and public sector need to come together, because government cannot do it alone. And there's need for that collaboration to support the government to be able to achieve food security in Nigeria. Then we would ask for us to come together, and including the community, to ensure that we engage as we started. This engagement is not just supposed to end at this level, but we continue to engage even as we move forward, that we ensure that where there are challenges, we are able to come together to also discuss and have a way out on those challenges. Now, on this consolidatory dialogue, what is our expectation? Our expectation is that through these dialogues, a lot of recommendations have been made. We want to validate these recommendations and ensure that we're shaping our national food system to ensure that we move forward to a sustainable food system that will be able to provide safe and nutritious food for all, a situation in which everybody is carried along. Because the issue of food is a right. We should not just stop at the level of intention, but we must be committed to ensure that we are able to deliver all that is intended. So this is a call for action, that we are going to adopt the pathway to transforming our food system, even during this discussion. We're also calling on the federal and the state government to approve whatever is the outcome after we have validated, and also support the implementation, and also calling on the international community, even as the PS mentioned, the convener, of the support they have given in ensuring the success of this food system, but they must also continue to support the country to ensure we reach that goal of achieving a sustainable food system in Nigeria. Then the executives are to provide leadership in this regard, and also ensure there is adequate political will to push this ahead and ensure whatever is the outcome that is actually implemented. And above all, the issue of resources. Resources is very important. There will be need to mobilize resources, and even when they are mobilized, they must be released. And also the issue of accountability and transparency in the utilization of those resources, and also not leave it at that level. The issue of monitoring is very, very critical. So in conclusion, Your Excellencies, the pathway to towards a significant transformation of the will, and we also need to adopt a business model. Like I mentioned to us, the government cannot do it alone. We must, the food system is a business, especially the youth, a situation for living, and to also help us to achieve a food system that is inclusive, that the men sit down at home and the women that go to farm. So we must recognize the role of women in the issue of agriculture in Nigeria. They are playing a significant role, but we must make sure that we make it more robust for them. The issue of efficiency, resilience, and sustained with a quote from Excellency during the inception dialogue, that he said we need to take a closer look, especially at these dialogues, so that our conversations are reflective of the issues that concerns us as a nation, a people, and a developing country, unquote. So these are some of the pictures of those dialogues at the different states, especially during the exploratory dialogues. I want to thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Professor Kola Anigo, for that presentation. We asked him to shorten the presentation. He ended up over-shortening short-term and long-term intervention proposals. Thank you very much once again. Can you please give him an... Before we call to see the Vice President of the country, we're going to call on our children. The program says for nutrition of UNICEF Nigeria, representing the UNICEF representative, Peter Hawkins.
Good morning, everyone. Your Excellency, please allow me to stand on existing protocol. I would also like to express the apologies of Mr. Hawkins, who is unfortunately been held back on duty travel, so couldn't be here. UN Food Systems Summit, and I especially congratulate the convener here today. I always say we are what we eat, and so consequently, our food systems are critical to delivering healthy, affordable, sustainable diets to meet the nutritional needs of everybody, but especially that of children. Yet, as we have just heard from Professor Kola's presentation, our food systems are failing our children. 1 out of 3 children in Nigeria is stunted and 1 out of 10 is wasted. Consequently, 17 million children in Nigeria at any given point in time is malnourished. As a result, this makes Nigeria have the highest burden of malnourished children in Africa and the second highest in the world. In addition to increased risk of death, stunting is also linked to poor cognitive development and consequently low performance in schools and low productivity as adults. Those who are here and who are economists know that this means our investment in our children today affects our human capital for tomorrow. And it is estimated that stunting accounts for as much as 11% of losses to our gross domestic product. Nigeria has convened 39 successful dialogues over the past 5 months at national and subnational level. And this is impressive, and I'd like to congratulate the conveners. But there has been one important constituency or voice that has been missing, and that is that of our children. Of the 200 million people in Nigeria, 110 million are children under the age of 18. So children represent 55% of our population. And I am sure you will agree with me that we need to listen to them and hear what they have to say so that we can ensure that our food systems are sustainable, equitable, and climate smart. The decisions we make today are going to affect their future tomorrow. UNICEF, as part of the UN, is committed to ensuring that the specific nutritional rights and needs of children are prioritized at the UN Food Systems Summit by meaningfully engaging children. Today, simultaneously all across Nigeria, dialogues are being held with children to ensure that their voices are heard. And as we gather here today to consolidate feedback from the inception and subnational dialogues, I have the honor, Mr. Vice President, to introduce this morning a group of vibrant young people who would like to express how their experience relates to food systems and food environments. They would like to share their thoughts and ask questions that are going to guide our framing of the commitments that Nigeria will make, because they represent 50% of the Nigerian population. So I hope everybody enjoys the feedback and questions from our young advocates, and I wish everyone a fruitful dialogue. Thank you.
Good day, His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our daddies and mommies. My name is Chidebere Wosu. I'm 14 years old, and I'm here with my brothers and sisters. We're here to present to you the voices of the Nigerian children on the food system in Nigeria. And my brothers and sisters will also introduce themselves.
My name is Timta Adebayo and I'm 13 years old.
My name is Akiba Ala and I'm 10 years old. My name is Oyemi Def and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Onyedin Salman, I'm 16 years old.
My name is Marvelous Cheshi, I am 12 years old.
My name is Shisiala and I'm 12 years old.
My name is Majedi Muhammad Muqaddas and I'm 15 years old.
My name is Aisha Musa and I'm 11 years old.
My name is Angel Keka and I'm 13 years old.
Introducing this topic, do you know that Nigeria is one of the largest growing economies in Africa? And as one of the largest growing economies in Africa, we are known as the largest producers of staple foods, such as rice, wheat, meat, maize, millets, and other food products. However, 13 million children are food insecure, which means they lack a reliable access to a sufficient quantity of affordable, nutritious food. 90% do not have nutritionally adequate food, meaning their meals do not contain at least 3 to 4 classes of food and the nutrients they need. 1 in 3 children are malnourished, meaning their foods do not contain the proper and complete nutrients needed for their proper growth and development. And this could lead to stunted growth, diseases, and possibly death.
In addition to what my sister has said, Nigeria has a population of over 200 million, and 50% of this population are children. You would agree with me that because we are 50% of this country's population, we should have a say in the decision-making in food systems in Nigeria. We children are smart, we're creative, we're intelligent, and we are aware of the issues in Nigeria's food system. We have observed some issues and we would like to offer some solutions.
Furthermore, there are 4 main issues I would like to address concerning the food system in Nigeria: poverty, conflict, and lack of mechanized farming. Poverty is a common trait in Nigeria, but poverty in food is the scarcity of a particular food like rice, beans, or plantain. When they are not in season, they are scarce, and that means that they can't be sold to the market or to the factory to bring to our various homes so that we could eat. For conflict it happens everywhere in Nigeria now. Farmers are afraid to go outside because they have seen their comrades getting slain by Boko Haram, IPOP, and Fulani herdsmen. This decreases the productivity of food in our country and makes it harder for us to get food. Lack of mechanized farming. Mechanized farming helps all of us to be sustained as we farm with machines, and that makes the farming process easier for us all. But lack of resources will lead to lack of mechanized farming. And mechanized farming is very viable for all of us as it would help to reduce the farming process.
Further to what he has said, we have seen that the large population of Nigeria is now a major problem. The food is now becoming scarce and small, and the youth do not want to work in the farm anymore. This has brought us to the point of uninterested youths. Youths nowadays think farming is a poor man's business and go to the city in search of a white-collar job. The urban areas are bad. This also hinders food distribution. Corruption starts from the farm, when the farmers overprice their food to the industries, who later overprice it to the market, on and on. And the specific food becomes very expensive and scarce and is sold for 34.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Nigeria, these issues do not make us happy. And we understand that this topic is of we have to find solutions to all the problems that we stated thus far. Firstly, everyone should join hands in farming, regardless of class, race, gender, or any other factor. And secondly, we want to ask for job creation. This should be done so that our parents will be able to afford nutritionally adequate food for us children. Thirdly, farmers need to be protected. They need to be protected so that they can go to the farms without fear of being killed or kidnapped, thereby increasing food productivity. And thirdly is the inculcation of advancing of mechanized farming in farms. The advantages of mechanized farming are endless. It improves crop yield, reduces the amount of materials that will be required to farm, thereby also reducing the market prices of these goods and making it more accessible to the public. And lastly, we want to say no Nigerian child should go hungry, because we are the future leaders of tomorrow, and we will propel this country into future excellence.
I honorable. Ask, sir, that the other people on the high table please join them. photo. What do you want to do now? Okay, photographers, we have 10 seconds more. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Children, please, you can come down. Now we have come to a very important point in the program, and I have the pleasure, Your Excellency, to invite you to please come and declare the consolidatory dialogue open.
Thank you very much. Please sit. The Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Ms. Amina Mohammed, His Excellency the Governor of Nasarawa State, and representative of the governors of the North Central, Engineer Abdullahi Sule, His Excellency the Governor of Cross River State, and representative of the governors of the South South, Professor Ben Ayadi, His Excellency the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Rauf Aderemi Olaniyan, the Chairman, House Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions, Alhaji Munir Babadan Agundi, and other members of the National Assembly present. The Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Hajia Zainab Ahmed, the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Sagie Hamire, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Alhaji Sabo Nanono, the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Tala, heads of government agencies and parastatals present, the Country Director, Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa, Dr. Kehinde Makinde, Country Director, World Bank, Mr. Shubham Chaduru, the Head of Cooperation, European Union Delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Ms. Cecil Tassin Pelzer, President, Nigeria Farmers Association, Architect Kabir Ibrahim, the young men and women, children who were here a moment ago, representing Nigerian children and youth, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It really is a pleasure to join you in this final stage of the series of public dialogues exploring and analyzing the Nigerian food system in collaboration with the United Nations. The point of these dialogues is to effectively articulate feasible pathways to sustainable, resilient, and equitable food systems for Nigeria, and indeed the world, as we work towards realizing the vision of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. You may recall that during the Inception National Dialogue, I and so many others emphasized the need to make these dialogues on food systems as reflective of our situations, especially our socio-economic circumstances, as possible. So what does this mean for Nigeria? We are faced with a population growth that exceeds our growth figures handsomely. Poverty, especially in the wake of the epidemic, has deepened. From here on, to own the process and be ready to translate the recommendations of these dialogues to prompt action. This would mean embracing the challenges Nigeria. Our commitment to sustainable food systems is one of the key strategies for eliminating poverty across Nigeria. We know that our target of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty within a decade is achievable only if we focus on substantially improving agriculture and food systems, which assures us not just of good food, but also decent jobs. This perspective on addressing hunger, including the recently launched National Poverty Reduction and Growth Strategy, which the President launched last week, and our nutrition policy that addresses the issues of sustainable and nutrition-sensitive food systems. The Nutrition Council has already prioritized key nutrition acts that are impactful, cost-effective, scalable, and sustainable. So the call by opportunity to holistically re-examine all the